Hey. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you've been having a wonderful week. So let's get back into it. So, my name is Shane, your trusty tax and financial expert. And in our last video, which we did on Monday, we tackled the complexity of individual and business taxes. So, today, I'm actually going to be demystifying the art of bookkeeping. So, whether you're a coach, consultant, or some other service, mastering your money starts with understanding your numbers. But before we get started onto this topic, let me introduce myself. So, my name is Shane Harris, and around here, around there, around everywhere in these social media streets, I'm also referred to as Shane the Negotiator, and I help coaches, consultants, and service providers who are overwhelmed and lack guidance to achieve true financial freedom. And I do that by providing expert tax and coaching service. That is what I do. That is who I help. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about master your money, bookkeeping 101. So let's get into this bookkeeping basics. Why don't we? So bookkeeping is essentially the consistent record keeping of financial transactions. So think of it as the foundation of your financial house. Just as you would not build a house on shaky ground, you don't want to manage your finances without a solid bookkeeping base. So remember a couple of weeks ago, well, you may not have remember, whether you remember or not, go back and check out one of my previous videos where I was talking about the three little pigs. You can see the nice little thumbnail with the three little pigs on there. And I was talking about building a house, your financial house, building a house on shaky foundation from the straw to the was it the straw? Last one was the brick. I forget which one. Oh, the straw, the sticks, and the brick. That's what it was. So go back and watch the relevance for that so you can get a little bit more details on having that solid foundation or what that means. So that's a similar analogy that I'm using here today when we're talking about having your the solid base for your bookkeeping, which is your financial house, the solid ground for your business. So every transaction, whether it's income from your clients or expenses for office supplies or some other expenses, needs to be documented and categorized correctly. So categorizing is just a nice little way of saying is putting tags and labels on the purchases that you make and the expenses that you have. So common bookkeeping mistakes. So many fall into this same trap with bookkeeping. So let's just make up a name. Picture Sarah, a consultant who only checks her finances quarterly. By the time she realizes a client hasn't paid an invoice, it's been months later. Or consider Alex or Mark, whatever name you like, a life coach who mixes up personal and business expenses, creating chaos during tax time. So proper bookkeeping would have saved Sarah and Alex or Mark much a lot of save them a lot of headaches and possibly a lot of money. So let's go into digital versus manual bookkeeping. So there's two primary methods to keep your books. We have the digital and we have manual. I know some of you guys are old school. If you were born back in the day in the 1900s, I'm not going to say the years, but 1900s, some of you might still like to do that manual. And if you are more on the millennial side, more in the 2000s and up, you may lean more to the more digital. Now, it doesn't mean if you were born in the 1900s, you're not about that digital life, because I myself was born in the 1900s. Ain't nobody got time for no manual, nothing. So depending on where you are, manual or digital, you may like. But those are your two options. So manual bookkeeping might involve physical ledgers or basic Excel sheets. So it's hands-on and it can be great for smaller operations. However, it's very time consuming and prone to making errors. Now, I mentioned also in previous slides, if you go back and watch, I think it was, I don't know if it was, I can't remember exactly which video that I talked about. I think it was when I was talking about solopreneurs, Go back to my solopreneur video where I was talking about a little bit about S corporations. Now, if you are an S corporation or any type of corporation, manual is not going to be your friend. You need some type of digital way of doing things, because putting it on pen and paper is not going to be acceptable to you because you're a corporation. So go back and watch that video, and I think I explained a little bit more about that. So again, let's get into digital bookkeeping. So using a software like QuickBooks or Xero, it automates your bookkeeping processes. It's efficient, it reduces errors, and can offer real insights into your finances. For the most modern businesses, digital is the way to go. And besides, why would you want to sit there and waste time doing tedious tasks like bookkeeping manually when you have a whole business to run? Okay. So let's go into it. We're going to talk about quick bookkeeping tips for accuracy and efficiency. So number one, regular reconciliations. So regularly match your records with the bank statements to catch and rectify deficiencies. So that's what reconciliation means. It means is you're matching what is in your bank account to what is in your actual books and your records to make sure that everything matches up. If there's transactions in your bookkeeping that is not in your bank account, something is off somewhere. If there's transactions in your bank account and you don't see them in the bookkeeping, something is off someplace and you may have to go back in there and make corrections. Number two, separate business and personal finances. Now, the video we talked about last week, when we talked about on Monday, we talked about individual versus or personal versus business taxes. I mentioned about separating that business and personal expenses. This isn't just a tip, it's necessary. Always have distinct accounts for business and personal use. Never commingle, meaning mix up the funds. It's like putting random jelly beans in a jar and shaking it up when you're mixing up your business and personal finances. You don't know what's what. So don't do that. Number three, stay consistent with categorization. So whether you're label an expense as meals or dining, which I might add is not 100% deductible moving forward for 2024's tax season. Stay consistent and it'll make things go much, much, much smoother and better for you. So again, categorizing is putting nice little labels on your stuff, on your expenses and the income that comes in. So each type of income that you have, you should have a label for that type of income. So for instance, I do taxes, I do bookkeeping, and I have payroll. I will have a label in my books that says income. It'll say income or sales, and it'll say sales, tax prep, sales, payroll, sales, bookkeeping, because I need to know where my income is coming from at different points of time of the month, the year, the week, wherever. So you should have something similar. And for your expenses, that is everything that you're paying out, you would have a similar label. So you would have like whatever expenses are coming in. And so you have expenses for advertising. So the label will be for that. You have expenses for meals and dining. There'll be a label for that. So that is what I mean when I say categorization. Okay. Those are nice little neat folders that you need to have within your bookkeeping so that when it's time to file your taxes, it's going to be smooth sailing. So I'm going to talk about some recommended tools for beginners and professionals. So it doesn't matter whether you started your business yesterday or you started your business in the 1900s. These are tips and tools that's going to apply to you. So if you just started, a free software like Wave can be beneficial. As businesses grow, like if you've been around since the 1900s, consider transitioning to a comprehensive platform like QuickBooks or Xero, and they may have some more advanced ones than that. They might come with a learning curve, of course, but the investment and in time and sometimes money is definitely worth it. It's worth the clarity and the control you'll gain over your finances. The worst thing possible is when it's time to file your taxes and taxpayers come in and it's like, okay, where are your books? And they're like, what? What you mean books? I don't have that. I don't have no books. that is not the time to be worrying about your books. Your books should already be in order. But don't worry if you happen to come with your mess and you're like, you know what? I don't know. We can help you out by getting you organized and getting your books up to date. Because in order for you to file your taxes, you need books. You need accurate books so that you can get the most out of your deductions and your credits and pay the least amount in taxes. Think of it this way. No books mean pay a lot of taxes, okay? Just remember that. So let's go ahead and wrap this on up. So there you have it. The basics of bookkeeping. That's your bookkeeping 101. Remember, it's all about staying organized, consistent, and proactive. Up next, we'll be digging into effortless payroll. So if you have payroll, you have employees, you are an employee of your own, you have contractors, we're going to go through a step-by-step guide on payroll. So if you think bookkeeping is essential, wait until we dig into managing payroll seamlessly. So I don't want you to miss it. So subscribe to this channel. Come back on Monday. We will have that next topic talking about payroll. So until I come back Monday or some other time, because I might squeeze on through with something else, enjoy your week and I will see you next time.